This video is powered by cardmarket.com. What's cracking, YouTube, and welcome to the Jobber Show. So we have before you a 24 count booster box, and then right here we have a 36 count booster box. Yeah, I said it correctly, of the Pharaoh's Servant. So the reason for the thumbnail with the die in it is because I don't know which one to open. And I kept on going back. I'm like, I should open up this one. I'm like, but they're both winners. They're both fantastic. I believe this one right here, the bigger ones, they're ones that you get from like Target and whatnot back in the day. Back in the day, just so you guys know, they would just have a booster box popped open, which is booster packs right there. You just grab the pack right out of it, and then you just go and ring it out. That's how they did it. And the ones at Target, or let's use Target as an example, because that's where I would buy booster packs from. You could pull Imperial Order from those, and the smaller ones where like local card shops would have, you can get Jinzo out of it. So I am going to roll this blue dice right here, which is actually enormous, and we're going to do odds and we'll do evens. So, you know, that's an odd number, that's an odd number. We got the evens, in case it's just explaining. But look at the difference here in size. The booster box, it's just like, there's a much bigger box right there. So we'll see what we end up, what the dice rolls for us. I mean, if you guys remember, if you guys enjoy this video, please drop a comment down below. Give this video a like, subscribe, bell, turn on all notifications, and follow me on Instagram. There's a link in the description down below. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 5:30 Pacific time. So stay tuned for future openings, of course. And again, thank you guys so much for all the love and support you guys have been giving me in this channel. And if it wasn't for you guys, I would not have either one of these booster boxes. I did not buy these online. I bought these from one of you. You reached out to me, and got one from one friend and one from another friend. So we're going to roll dice. We're going to see which one gets opened first, and then the next one we will open at a later time. I don't know exactly when, so I don't know how to respond to that question if you have it. But we will figure that out when the time comes. All right, so again, odds, we'll open up this one. Evens, we open up this one. We need to get a good roll here with this one. This is a big dice. It's a big dice. Evens, odds, evens. Oh, damn. Yeah, to open up the big boy today. Check this guy out. I'm excited about this. Woo! 36 booster packs, guys. Let's get this puny booster box out of the way. Open up the big boy right here. Oh my gosh. The wrapping feels a little loose on it. That kind of actually worries me a little bit, but I'm thinking the booster box is fine. But yeah, so on that, let's get cracking. All right. Well, I am really excited that we rolled the big one, because I mean, we got more. Oh my gosh, just more booster packs to open up. So that makes it more exciting. What an enormous booster box. Oh my gosh, it is so huge. Yeah, they would just have the box just like this, just sitting there on the shelf. And just grab a pack out of it. Yeah, it's all kind of like chewed up a little bit. There's a lot of packs, guys. That's like a booster box and a half. Literally. It's crazy. Alright, so we got our first Pharaoh's Servant booster pack here. For US and Canada English edition. That's what it says on the pack. Let's see what our first booster pack has for us. Oh, Prohibition is our rare. Very cool. You need to declare a card name and neither player can play it. Okay, so I got a story with this card right here. Cold Wave. You activate this card and then your opponent can't activate any spells or trap cards. Until like, so they lose their hold next turn, and it goes back to me, and then I can activate my spell and trap cards. You have to start, you have to do this in the start of your main phase. So when I read this card, I was like, oh my gosh. And I read Judgment Dragon, I'm like, so I just cold wave them and then drop a Judgment Dragon, blow up their entire field, attack them for 3,000, if not more, if you don't have a normal summon. And then they can't answer back with anything. And it goes back to me, and I just win. So yeah, that's this card was worthy of being banned. And it was just a common. It's crazy how some of the cards that they create in this game, some of the best cards we've had were commons and rares. You had Benny's Emptiness, for a good example, common card, and that thing went up to an enormous price tag. I mean, that thing was what, $25, $30 each for a common? Crazy. Yeah, it's just things like that. It's just incredible. You know, the Mad Sword Beast, that right there had piercing damage. And I held on to Benny's Emptinesses forever, and no one was playing them, but I read that comment, I was like, oh my gosh, this card's amazing. I need to keep all of these. Is anyone else onto this? Do you not see if you combo this with a Banisher, what happens? It never leaves the field unless you kill the Banisher. Yeah, so pretty cool. Oh, sick! End up pulling a Fairy Meteor Crush Super Rare. So, all right, so we're gonna give it a nice shout out to our, oh, I guess you want to say a sponsor, since they did donate a bunch of sleeves to us. KMC Hypermat sleeves. So we're gonna sleeve up all of our foils in these beautiful sleeves, and they are my personal favorite sleeves to use. I've been using them for quite a while, so I reached out to them and they hit me back up. And you can tell these are really, really old because they still say Magic card. And when they did a reprint, they replaced it with Spell card on top because of the card game Magic the Gathering was out well before Konami created Yu-Gi-Oh! The trading card game. On to our next booster pack. Okay. Let's see. Oh, an upside down card. Oh, another one. I love upside down cards. Makes the opening. Oh, when I flip it, it's flipped the other way. Okay, well, that was our rare. I did notice it, so you guys know. Vonic Vermin. 7 complete. I wonder. I don't even know of these old ones if you're even guaranteed a secret rare on them or not. But we shall see. But I do not know if you are. The Time Seal. Harpy's brother. The Noble of Extermination. It's actually pretty cool. It's kind of like Noble of Crossout. If you don't know what Noble of Crossout does, you can roof and play one monster. I believe it's on either player's side of the field, but we're going to say it's on my opponent's side of the field. So I know when a Crossout, say you're Magician of Faith, you have to remove and play all Magician of Faith from your deck, and I have to do the same exact thing. This is like the same thing. So this is actually kind of cool. There's a lot of people that were playing like Sakuratsu armor, so you just hit like a Sakuratsu armor, they have to remove and play all their Sakuratsu armors from their deck, or bottomless or something like that. So it's pretty cool. Both players that do it though. So pretty cool stuff. Oh, these packs here are a little bit on the mixed up side. Oh, the Insect Mutation. I ran this in the Insector deck. You can tribute off, and I think it was especially someone a level lower. Select one insect monster from your side of the field that is one level higher than a tribute monster, and you special summon it from your side of the field in the face of attack position or face down defense position. The deck is then shuffled. So yeah, I would just be able to go and tribute off like a Hornet and special summon one of the, the Centipede, and then pop search. Pretty cool. Light Force Sword, a Javelin there. It's a pretty cool card back in the day. It's neat when you play like a more recent deck and then you're able to use super old school cards. Just reading your stuff, you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And that's how people make tournament winning decks, by reading a lot of different cards. Oh, right on! Ultra rare Magic card version of Premature Burial. This card is still banned, and I don't know exactly why, since we have Monster Reborn, but I think it's because you can bounce this thing back. So you pay 800 life points, you special summon, you can target one monster in your graveyard, not on either side, just yours. It's special summon in attack position. You don't get to choose, it has to be in attack position. And if this card leaves the field, that monster's destroyed, vice versa. Pretty standard thing that they do. So yeah, it's an equipment, so I'm thinking that's kind of like what it is. I think you can just like bounce it, get it stuck, be able to abuse it over and over again. It's kind of like Call on It, I guess, in a way. Really cool card, beautiful card. I loved when I was able to play Zombie deck back in the day, and I was able to play all the Reborning cards, because the Reborning cards back in the day, to me, were my all-time favorite cards to play. So being able to play 3 Book of Life, Monster Born, Call of the Haunted, Premature Burial, and yes, I ran one question in my deck. The question is an ultra rare spell card as well, and your opponent has to declare a monster. They cannot look at your graveyard, and they have to call the very first monster that is in your graveyard. And if they call it correctly, the monster's removed from play. If they do not, it's literally monster born. I get to monster born that monster onto my side of the field in any position I want. So it's pretty cool. And what's really nice with the zombie deck is it wasn't like a goat deck, you know, where it's like your first monster is like most of the time like a Magician of Faith or something. And that one's almost always a Pyramid Turtle. So it was good. It was good temporarily. There is a Hayabusa Knight. Built an entire deck around this thing. The thing can attack twice. End phase Scapegoat. United We Stand. Make him 5,000 attack, and then Fisher their monster and attack him for 10,000 for game. Pretty cool. Oh man, what is that? That is weird. They like, do you guys see, you see that? It's like covered like an oil. That's bizarre. I'm gonna put that card to the side. That is really weird. But the whole card is, it's the whole card. Must have been caught like on the conveyor belt or something. Like, because the entire card is just like covered in it. Actually, all these cards are kind of like that. They're all like, look at that. They're just like dirty. That's bizarre. The Hayabusa Knight's fine. It's just that. It's those ones. They must have been caught like in the conveyor belt or something. And they got like oil on them or whatever. That's what I think it was. I honestly think it was oil. And the oil ended up like just kind of like drying a little bit. So it's really strange. First up for me. Insect Imitation again. Final Attack. The Red Moon Baby. This is actually a pretty cool card. I believe it's when you destroy opponent's monster. Okay, monster destroyed by this card can be special summoned in face-up attack or defense position at the end of the battle phase on your side of the field. The only issue is, boom, 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 700 attack. Kind of hard to get over anything with it. But my friends and I, we did try to abuse this thing with like equipment cards and stuff back in the day. I'm gonna let you guys know we were unsuccessful with it, and we created a lot of different decks back in the day. I mean, we called it Turbo Jar, which then it was called Empty Jar down the road. We created that deck probably like a year, maybe 2 years before anyone even knew about it. Frog FTK, Final Countdown, we built that deck. Magical Explosion FTK. Yeah, my friend and I, we would do some work if we could figure out a way to make an FTK. Oh, and the Magical Scientist, we made that one too. That was actually one that a lot of people ended up playing down the road. It's kind of funny. So yeah, it's kind of funny when I'm thinking way back, you know, over 10 years ago, that you may have had a hand in getting cards banned. Don't know if that's a great feeling or not. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Ooh, no foil in this pack. We have pulled 2 foils so far, though. 1 Super, 1 Ultra. And I wonder, I'm assuming, since you're opening 36 booster packs, that you would actually have a chance of pulling more holos out of it. So, I mean, like, we'll guess on a standard booster box, what do you think? 6, 7 foils? Something like that? So, maybe we'll get more. Oh my gosh, wow. Ultra Rare Call the Honda. This is actually a really amazing booster box. Wow. You have to imagine back in the day, like those Premature Barrel and Call the Honda were 2 of the best cards, and it was staple in every deck that was played. That is incredible. And this card is still legal to play to today. And of course, well, in my opinion, the Ultra Rare Original is the best looking one. That is a beautiful looking card. Wow. Oh, talking about flashbacks to the good old memories. That is cool. We've had some amazing luck. A little at all right now. A little lost for words. That's crazy. The amount of luck that we're getting right now to show the 2 of the best ultras you get, I would say, of the entire set. I'm trying to really think right now as we're going through these packs. But yeah, I believe those are the 2 best ultra rares of the set. And he's pulled out of here. So I mean, the only way to make this booster box probably the best booster box that you could possibly hope for would be, and I believe I am correct, pulling an Imperial Order out of it. And of course there is the iconic Ultra Rare, 1000 Eyes Restrict. That card was, I mean, I guess you have to say that was one of the best Ultra Rares ever. I'm Morphing Jar number 2. I mean, you had entire decks based around it, metamorphoses and all that stuff, and even now you got people doing instant fusion. So that's pretty funny. All right, so we're actually closing in on the halfway point on this opening right now. It's definitely going to be one of our longer openings, but I'm excited about it. I was really happy where the die rolled. Magic Drain, cool. When your opponent activates a spell card, they have, if they want to continue with that effect, they'd have to discard another spell card from their hand to be able to allow it to resolve. So actually pretty cool. Cold Wave. I won a game because my opponent tried to attack me, and then he went into damage step, and he flipped over Forbidden Lance onto my monster to, you know, decrease its attack, and I was able to Magic Drain it, and he had no spell cards in his hand. So he just smiled, nodded his head. Yep. Monster goes to the grave. Burning Land. Haven't seen that. Oh, nice. No one to cross out Super Rare. This is a really relevant booster box. This is a card that was also in the GOAT form. It was a staple card. Almost every single deck ran at least 2 copies of this card, and it's the original Magic card version of it. That is amazing. Media Crush, not necessarily as much. There were some people that tried it out, but it was not like a meta card that every deck played, where these 3 were definitely in every single build. So, all right, well, let's see if we can keep this going. So far, we've pulled the best foils that you could possibly pull from this booster box. Appropriate. Whenever your opponent draws cards out of their draw phase, you get to draw 2 cards. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can combo that with like drag down stuff. Drag down into the grave. Pretty cool. Alright, so we're moving on to our second half of this booster box. We are already 4 foils deep. So we are on track to pull 8 foils. So if we do... Oh, skipped right to it. So the Legendary Fisherman Ultra Rare. Very cool. That is a really, really nice card. I really enjoyed it when they put this card on in the series. Wow. I am really enjoying all the foils that we're pulling out of here. All these are really, really good. That's awesome. Alright. We are on a freaking roll over here. So we have 5 foils so far. What do we have? 3 ultras and 2 super rares. No secret rare as of yet. And I don't know if you're guaranteed to pull a secret rare out of these old school booster boxes. I was not a privileged child. I had to trade for everything when playing. I was raised pretty poor. I mean, pretty poor. The family would struggle sometimes to be able to go and afford to try to buy those. You remember, I don't remember if you remember, back in the day, McDonald's would have like these 39-cent cheeseburgers and 29-cent hamburgers. It was a struggle to try to afford those. So, just to give you an idea. Old Jobber here to work pretty hard to get his decks together. Solemn Wishes. Okay, well, wow, this is turning out to be an incredible booster box. Bite Shoes. Oh, that is a really cool looking card. It's beautiful. And a Morphing Jar number 2. Okay, on to our next pack. Oh, nice. Gearfried the Iron Knight super rare. That was another card. They did this. Man, was it an infinite draw? Butterfly Dagger Elma combo with Gearfried the Iron Knight. Gearfried the Iron Knight says it can't be equipped, or if it is equipped, it's destroyed. Any equipped card that is equipped with this is automatically destroyed. To do with Elma, and you can then when Elma is destroyed, you can add it back to your hand. So you can infinitely do it. I think it was like for an FTK in the way of like you could just draw into like Exodia. I believe there was a way to like do that. So that's crazy. Another relevant card for back in the day. The Legendary Fisherman wasn't really played too much, But it's a really cool card, and my friends and I we did build like a water deck and try it out and stuff like that. Obviously, I mean, you're a limited card, so we tried everything. Yeah, but it's a really beautiful card. I love the Legendary Fisherman. Very cool. Another Magic Drain rare. Cool. Super rare Gear Feed, the Iron Knight. So, yeah, I don't remember. I don't think the Butterfly Dagger Alma came in here. I think that was a later set. That Dark Crisis. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's what the set that it came out of. Insect Imitation again. White Force Sword. White Force Sword and Speed Duels is really good because the games just don't last very long. If you were to lose a card from your hand for 4 standby phases, it might as well just be gone forever. Look at Mr. Volcano. Another Prohibition, very cool. Cold Wave. Gamble. Yeah, Cold Wave card, that was crazy. And that card even was allowed to be played for the longest time. Such a good card, oh my gosh. Burning Land. Oh, nice. Another relevant card, limited removal. I actually saw a guy top a regional a couple months back, and he was running the train deck and was playing limited removal, and I believe 3 copies of it actually. So that's crazy. Another meta relevant card. Wow. Yeah, this booster box is it's amazing. Still on the hunt for that secret. What are we at right now? 7 foils so far, so there is a chance. Oh, that sucks. I don't know why this card. Oh man, this card is hammered. Check that thing out. That thing has got like garburated. Oh my gosh. Wow. I hope that never happens to any foil. I don't know what happened. That conveyor belt, man. Oil on some common cards. Destroyed another one. Okay, so what do we need? I mean, pull an Ultra 1000 Ice Restrict. I mean, then I think we pulled every single relevant foil you possibly pull. Grave Robber Super Rare. So you pay 2,000 life points and you can, what was it, like activate? You can take 1 magic card from your opponent's graveyard. And when it is your turn, you can activate it. Okay, I guess you just add it to your hand. And you take 2,000 life points of direct damage. If your opponent's turn, you can activate this card. That's cool. This card is returned to their opponent's graveyard at the end of this turn. Wow. Yeah, I remember playing this card way back in the day. It was pay 2,000 life points and they used his Monster Reborn. It's kind of funny. Yeah, another good card. And we're at 8 holos right now. So 3, yeah, definitely you do definitely get more foils out of the 36 count box, which should have been like the no-brainer, but you never know. You don't know until you get into it. You got a Time Seal here. That's a cool card. It skips your opponent's your next stamp. What is it? Your next draw phase. Your opponent skips the draw phase of their next turn. That was pretty cool. A Shallow Grave. Both you and your opponent get special summon 1 monster face down from your graveyard. So do things like that, like the old mill decks. You get like a Needleworm face down. Burning Land. Oh my gosh, we pulled it! The Secret Rare Imperial Order. Okay, so we pulled every relevant card you could possibly pull from the set. There's no way. Oh, wait. There is one way you could top this booster box. 1,000 Eyes Restrict. You pull everything that we pulled, plus 1,000 Eyes Restrict. Okay. We're not over yet. That is absolutely incredible. The Secret Rare Imperial Order, we pulled it. That is amazing. This is the best Secret Rare that you could possibly have pulled from getting this booster box from like a Target. That is amazing. Wow. Gosh, 9 holos so far. And literally, we were just missing 1,000 Eyes Restrict to have pulled every single relevant foil you could possibly pull out of a booster box. And on top of that, I don't even know if that's even possible, because sometimes they won't put a certain foil with a certain foil. So 1,000 strict may only be able to be pulled from a 24 count box. You can let me know. If you are an expert, post a comment down below letting me know if that's what the deal is. I don't know. That could be, though. So this may very well be the very best 36 count Pharaoh Servant booster box open you could possibly hope for. That is amazing. Oh, and the fate of that giant blue dice. Ground collapse. Oh, wow. Backup Soldier. Another relevant super rare. So the reason why this was relevant is because Exodia back in the day was actually a really good deck. So you could build a... Well, was it Painful Choice? Was it Painful Choice? The one you like select 5 cards from your deck, and then your opponent adds 1 to your hand, all the other cards sent to the graveyard. You just do like all the Exodia pieces. Your opponent would add 1, you could backup Soldier them. The normal ones back to your hand. Really cool. Super rare. And on top of that, that makes it so we have gotten to 10 foil cards in this box. I believe we only, what? Did we only pull 4 or 5 on the one side? Or 4 on the, and then we pulled 6 so far on the other? That is amazing. Yeah, 5, 10 holos. Wow, that is incredible. And it was another relevant foil, too, for the Exodia decks back in the day. And Grave Robber was just like more like a fun card you can play. It was good. You'll be able to play when your opponent's spell card. Pay 2,000 life points. They could just potentially just win you the game. It doesn't really matter if you're paying a bunch of life points away if the game is over that turn. Another Red Moon Baby. Alright, so we're going to be on to our final booster pack here, and I really don't think there's any way you can top this thing off unless that is an 11th holo and is 1,000 Eyes Restrict. I don't think you can beat this booster box. And I don't even know if you can pull 1,000 Eyes Restrict from a 36 count box. So, I don't even know if it's possible. DNA Surgery. Gravity Bind. Okay, so that was it. I believe this is the best possible scenario you could possibly want for this booster box. I mean, absolutely stacked. We pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 supers, and then ultras and secrets. Look at that. A Fairy Meteor Crush super rare. Cool card. Didn't get a lot of play. Still cool card. Some people did play it. No one to cross out. Absolute staple in every deck. We're talking back in the day, of course. Limited Removal. Wasn't a staple in every deck, but it became a staple when Cyberstein came out. And then was being played in that train deck. So still a relevant card. Gearfried, part of the reason why Butterfly Dagger Elma got banned. So, FTK card. Grave Robber, good card. Backup Soldier, Exodia card. And we have our higher rarity things. Premature Burial, absolute staple in every single deck back then. Same as Call the Haunted, just reborn a monster. Legendary Fisherman, not so much, but an absolutely beautiful card. And then, of course, a staple, Imperial Order, which is still seeing play in main decks and side decks today. Incredible how a card like this can still be so good, even today. We pulled it. Wow. So yeah, I don't believe you can beat this box unless you can pull 1,000 Restrict. Basically pull all these holos. If you were to replace this one card with 1,000 Eyes Restrict, you pulled every single top relevant foil out of the set in one booster box. That is outstanding. Wow, what crazy luck that we had. All because of that giant blue dice right here. This is what made it all happen. That is amazing. Actually, what all made it all happen was you guys, because you guys hit me up, and I was able to get the 24 count box in the 36 count box because you guys messaged me on Instagram. So thank you so much for allowing this to happen for me. So that is thank you. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to drop a comment down below, give this video a like, subscribe, bell, and drop a comment letting me know what you actually thought of the opening, of course. And yeah, I post a video every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So stay tuned for that. I post at 5:30 at Standard Pacific time, so I believe that's 8:30 Eastern. Maybe 7:30, depending on where you are. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sorry. But thank you guys again so much for watching. And Jobber here is signing out.